Aren't you anarchist in favor of communism?
I just don't believe in any structure of government convincingly labeled communist being funded by NATO. You call me a contradiction, but won't look at the principles funding your Assyrian Kurdish paradise. Alam Ahmed has even made negotiations with Netanyahu.
So you're completely against the Daeans because of one military alliance? Or what issues can you actually quantify through the perspective of what you know that they provide women, the working class, and all of that?
It's nothing like that. I fully support any deliberative body that has to meet a gender ratio of 50-50 to be functional, and that if half of the people in the room aren't women, it's not seen as a legitimate or democratic decision. But I also completely agree with the economic model of worker cooperatives, and I think we should implement more domestically on the scale of local production. But the United States imperial involvement is something I find suspicious.
It's true, NATO funded both Turkey and New Syria, but those negotiations with the Med were because of the threat from Turkey, the IDF, the civil war, to destroy any of the areas that were not already in rubble. The US only aims to eliminate Bashar al Assad by funding his internal and external oppositions, and that's only because of Assad's vision of Syria being funded by the Russians.
Then why both fund Turkey?
Why fund war at all when God is peace? Consider the conflict in Palestine. Israel has nothing to gain from a unified Syria because it threatens the United States, and vice versa. Oil is blood to these men, and the land is rich without them.
The US has had a plan to conquer the Middle East since at least the revolution in Iran, if not since the signing of the Havara Agreement, formalizing Western acknowledgement of the State of Israel.
Using Islamic terrorists to topple Assad would have been a beneficial narrative to Israel. U.S. support for Rojava removes the direct accusations against Israel to anyone who doesn't have the context.
This would lead anyone without knowledge of Israel's conflict with Assad to believe Rojava to be puppeted by Western imperialism. The game is to divide blame while one continues to conquer.
That's one of the biggest pieces of evidence against this being a holy war. Other than Zionism being developed by atheists, the United States would rather fund a communist resistance in the Middle East than divest from the interests of Israel.
But the US is so much older. I don't know who's playing who.
I think they'd rather keep it that way.
What if we've already said too much?
To who?
You're right. So what can we actually do for the Kurds and Assyrians outside of our immediate communities afflicted with this mess of proxy colonization? I'd fly there and fight this war myself if it wouldn't make Mom cry.
Myself, I pray, but to each their own.
To each their own.
That was excellent, guys. Thank you.